Hey guys, I think I'm live. I do this via Zoom and it takes a minute for Zoom to catch up with Facebook. So I'm just going to start talking and assuming that you guys can see that I'm live. I'm Laura with Front Office Rocks, and I'm so glad that you guys are here. Let me see. There we go. How to handle them. Okay, good. We're good. So I have been watching all of the comments, the groups, the chats, the things that everyone's been talking about. And I was just thinking about the issue that we have regarding upset patients. I have seen some of you guys talk about patients who are upset they have to wear a mask. They're upset we're charging a PPE. They're upset in life in general. And it's a real issue. I get it. And so we can't fix the fact that patients get mad, or we can at least try not to get them upset, which I'll talk about. But then what do we do when we do have an upset patient, or why are people getting upset? So I just wanted to go live on Facebook a little bit. I wanted to share this on YouTube. We're going to have these available to anybody following me, because this doesn't just happen during coronavirus, during COVID, during what we have going on. This happens in general. I mean, we just have patients, people who get upset about things. And how do we handle it? Now, we have a lot of videos about this on Front Office Rocks, which can help you with this. But let me just do a general kind of overthought. And I have notes because I want to make sure I don't miss anything. So specifically talking about things that make patients upset. So in the case we're in right now, PPE fees, having to wear a mask, maybe having to come early to an appointment, having to wait in the car before they come in. Who knows? In the real life, it might be having to pay a bill, or the insurance not paying something that we expected. Whatever the case may be, people get upset. So the first thing that I would suggest is try to do as much in advance as possible with the patient so they're not surprised. So in the case of where we are right now, the confirmation phone calls, the text messages, the emails, make sure that the patients are aware of any fees that you might be charging, any new procedures that they have to go through, that you have to take their temperature when they come in. Like do your best to in advance prepare the patients for what's going on. Same with when we're not in COVID, but just in general. If a patient has an unexpected balance, don't wait, if possible, till they come in for their appointment. Talk to them about it ahead of time. Give them enough advance notice whenever possible to avoid having an upset patient in the practice. It's better to give a patient as much data as possible, let them process it, and then avoid having it happen in the office. So as much advance notice as possible. And I know that there are going to be times where you've sent a text, you've sent an email, you've let them know everything, and then they still come up and come in and they're upset. But at least you've done everything that you can do to help the patient know what to expect. The second thing I want to say is remember that people are tense. People are stressed. Now, typically, prior to COVID, what I would say is in the dental office, we talk about two things that can get patients reactive or upset in the office, and that's dentistry and money. Okay, so typically people, not always, but a lot of times, if they're going to get reactive or upset about something, it has to do with drills and needles in their mouths, or it has to do with paying us money to do that, right? Now we've added a third thing, which is safety and health, which is, COVID, right? And so we've added a third scenario that we have to talk to patients about. And we have to realize that there are patients who are really stressed about these topics. We might become more normal. We might get more used to this. We have PPE, but our patients might not be. So remember that we're dealing with people. Remember that we're all human. We all have good days and bad days. And sometimes our patients might reactively get upset to something that they typically wouldn't get upset to, or maybe we're surprised they're acting the way they are, but they're human, okay? And we need to realize that people do have, they're going to react differently to certain things. So give them a break a little bit, okay? The next is going to be kind of in that same realm, is try to relate to them, try to understand. You don't have to agree with the patient necessarily. Maybe we do have to charge the fee. Maybe we do. Of course, we do have to have our PPEs. Of course, we do have to put drills and needles in their mouths. but try to relate to them and understand that this isn't something that they're excited about. They're not like, oh my gosh, this is going to be so awesome. We have to take it from their perspective. We get so in our dental boxes that we forget that our patients don't live and breathe what we breathe. So take a step back, relate, and understand from their point of view how they feel or what they're upset about or what they're scared about.